Debt. Oh man, debt. We are afraid to talk about debt. We are afraid to talk about debt in America. We are shamed and embarrassed about debt. And because we are ashamed and embarrassed about the debt that we find ourselves in, we are unwilling to talk about it. We don't confide in our friends and family because everybody seems to have an opinion and we don't really know what to do, right? I'm a bankruptcy lawyer and I'm here to talk about bankruptcy, and I know that scares the crapola out of you. I know that scares you. But bankruptcy is an exceptionally powerful tool, and you need to understand how it can be used as a stepping stone to get to wealth. I know a lot of people don't think about bankruptcy as being a wealth building tool, but stop and think about it. If you find yourself in overwhelming and unmanageable debt, and very specific kind of debt too, we are talking about general, unsecured, non-priority debt. That's going to be credit cards, medical bills, personal loans, payday loans, that type of thing. When you have that kind of debt and it is unmanageable, then a lot of things cannot happen. For example, number one, you cannot robustly contribute to your retirement. Number two, you can't start that business. You can't live the American dream, send your kids to college, build that house. You can't do anything. So by definition, if we're able to get rid of dangerous debt that is dragging you down, then it opens your life up, it opens up your finances to be able to start to build wealth, right? You have to understand that not all debt is the same. There is dangerous debt and there is regular debt. Dangerous debt is going to be what I call general unsecured non-priority debt. That's debt that is not a priority. It's non-priority. What's a priority debt? It's going to be taxes, child support, alimony, student loans. Those types of things you're going to be stuck with no matter what. And so we're not probably going to get rid of them in bankruptcy. You got to get rid of other stuff so we can focus on that. Second kind of debt outside of priority debt is going to be secured debt. Secured debt is debt that is secured by something that you own, right? Sounds kind of silly to describe it like that. But a car loan is secured by your car. A mortgage is secured by the deed to your home. So priority debt, taxes, child support, alimony, student loans, those do not go away as a general rule in bankruptcy. And secured debt, mortgages, cars, boat loans, that type of thing, those are treated differently. The type of debt that we're usually looking at to get rid of in a bankruptcy is everything else. It's going to be your old apartment that you left. It's going to be the debt collectors that are chasing you down for that old gym membership that you had when you were 27 years old and you left town. And now you somehow owe $5,000 to them, but you don't know how. The repoed vehicles, the deficiency on foreclosed properties back in the day. All of that stuff is what goes away in bankruptcy. In a country that does not have safe, affordable access to health care, medical bills are a big reason to file a loan. But once we understand the type of debt that's going to go away in bankruptcy, you start to understand that if we could get rid of it, your life would open up so much better to be able to do things at the next level, right? If we're able to get rid of credit cards and personal loan debt, you can now focus on starting that business, right? Like we talked about. Bankruptcy eliminates your toxic obligations. And I don't think student loans are toxic. I'm not in charge here. They had a great lobby and we're stuck with them for the most part. But most of the other toxic obligations that we have, credit cards, medical bills, payday loans, that type of stuff is going to go away in bankruptcy. And that alone is going to open up the door to be able to allow you to start moving forward financially. Basically, bankruptcy is a hard reset. It is a wealth building opportunity because it's a hard reset on your finances. It gives you financial breathing room to make better choices. You don't have the weight of excessive debt. You can redirect your income towards your wealth. And what would you do with the money that you're paying in minimum payments right now if you didn't have those minimum payments? Starting that business, robustly saving for retirement. Those two alone are worth it, right? There's a lot of myths about bankruptcy. The biggest misconception is that bankruptcy will ruin your future. That is categorically not true. As a bankruptcy lawyer practicing for almost 30 years now, I can tell you that my clients are generally able to get back to about a 720 credit score within 12 to 24 months if they're working on their credit score. My clients can oftentimes buy a car the day after we file a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. And my clients have access to credit cards and consumer lending opportunities immediately after filing, because most lenders are predatory and they want you back and they know you can't file for another 8 years. Those are really important reasons to understand why you got to get through this and why filing bankruptcy isn't going to ruin your life. It's oftentimes the only way you go from this difficult situation you find yourself in right now, the overwhelming debt that you have in this moment, and bankruptcy is the vehicle that takes you into the place where you can start envisioning taking care of yourself and being financially independent and starting to grow your finances. And let's be very clear here. You can responsibly rebuild your credit score very quickly if you are working on it, and you can get back into the financial game way faster than you ever imagined. Just in case you wondered how we got here, bankruptcy is actually mentioned in the United States Constitution. America needs a way for all of us to start over, right? To be able to be risk takers, to start that business. I mean, I talk about starting that business a lot, but that's the point of bankruptcy. Bankruptcy exists so that we can fall on our faces and get back up, because as all of us know, success only comes with failure. We cannot be successful unless we fail at what we're trying, right? We have to fall on our faces and get back up. Let's remember Walt Disney. Walt Disney filed for bankruptcy. He and his brother started the business Laugh-O-Matic before they started their Disney studios, and Laugh-O-Matic took them into bankruptcy court. Why? Because they weren't ready yet. They hadn't figured it all out yet. They didn't have the business plan. They knew they had ideas and skills and all these fabulous things, but they couldn't quite get it. That's why bankruptcy exists, because you're normal. I'm normal. We all try things and then fail at them. And in America, in a capitalistic economy, we have to have a way to get back up and get back out there, right? That is what bankruptcy offers for us. Filing bankruptcy has a ripple effect in your life. It's encouraged because, think about it, not only is it going to help you, right? It actually helps your community. And hear me out. If you are debt-free people are more likely to spend money, to save, and invest. America actually needs you to spend money and to save and invest. We need to pull you away from investing in Capital One and Discover Card and the payday lender and your bank down the street. You need to be investing in yourself. And when we shed that dangerous general unsecured non-priority debt, that's when we are in a position to be able to capitalize on all of those things. People who have filed for bankruptcy are less stressed, they're more productive, they're better equipped to contribute to society. And I say that as somebody who's been doing this for a really long time. If you are overwhelmed by your financial situation, I really urge you to explore bankruptcy. I'm not here to talk you into filing for bankruptcy. As a bankruptcy lawyer, I know that if bankruptcy is right for you and you make your way to a bankruptcy lawyer, they'll be able to show you the ways that is better for you in long term than what you're doing right now. If you are just paying minimum payments on your credit cards, thinking that you're going to just kind of keep getting by like this, your credit score is probably still high, but you're robbing Peter to pay Paul, I have something disappointing to tell you. And that is, just because your credit score is high right now, it will start to fall. You will not be able to borrow anything. And just because you have a 730 credit score, you're not going to be able to do anything meaningful. And it will continue to fall, because debt to income ratio is what will drag your score down. And if you're only making minimum payments on credit cards and using them for anything, then you are making the debt bigger by definition, and you will never get out of this. Bankruptcy is a hard reset for your finances. I'm going to leave you with an analogy that helps explain how bankruptcy is really designed to get you back in the game. I want you to think about the day you turned 18 years old. And I want you to pretend like you're getting into your financial car on your 18th birthday. You're in the driveway of your parents' house or whoever raised you, and you back out. This is it. This is the beginning of your financial life. And in your mind, you know where you're going. You're going somewhere very specific. It's your American dream, whether it's a business, whether it's law school and being a judge, whether it's, going out to Palo Alto and creating a new computer system. Whatever your American dream looks like to you, you're getting your car and you're on your way. You go through your neighborhood and you're messy, you're hitting some curbs. You go through your community, you're starting to straighten things out, you're starting to get the feel of things, and you got to make your way to the highway of life. Right? So you're in your financial car, you make your way over to the highway. It's a little scary. You come up the ramp. It's a 4-lane highway on each side, right? It's a busy one. We're in Atlanta, okay? You pull onto the highway and you're in the very right lane. You are trying to be cautious and careful, and you're figuring stuff out. You're in your car and you're starting to feel a little bit more confident, right? You've gone through New York, you're starting to hit Pennsylvania, you're starting to feel really good about moving towards your financial future. And you move from that first lane on the right to the second lane. You're like, woo! And you're starting to pass a few people, and your other people are passing you, but you're getting more brave, you're getting more risky, you're getting more excited about getting to your future, right? And then you move into the next lane. So you're now in the third lane. You're not in the baby lane anymore. You're not in the going a little bit faster lane. You're in the third lane. The only people passing you on the left at this point are the big semis and stuff. And the guys in the BMW. Those people are in that lane. You're not quite there yet, but you want to be there. That's the lane you want to be in because you want to just lay it out, right? And then you're in that third lane, zipping along, passing people in 2 lanes. Somebody's passing you in the other lane. And all of a sudden, all of the lights come on in your car. And the smoke starts coming out from the hood. And you realize you've got a problem with your financial car. And what you do now is really the key, right? I want you to ask yourself, if you find yourself in that situation, in your financial car in the third lane over on a 4-lane highway, 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and just everything's going everywhere. If the lights came on in your car and smoke started to come out, would you push down on the gas? Because that's what most people do. When you borrow more money, you're pushing down on the gas. When you go to a debt settlement company, you're pushing down on the gas. When you're trading this credit card for that one and this interest rate for that one, you're pressing down on the gas. And you understand intellectually that there will come a point in time when keeping your foot on the gas is absolutely no longer going to work. But you're ignoring the reality about what your situation is. The right thing to do in this situation is to put your right blinker on and make your way over to the next exit and to get off this highway so that you can fix your financial car. Bankruptcy is AAA in this scenario, people. But what bankruptcy is not is a fiery crash on that highway. Because if you do not do something, if you do not take control, if you do not start pulling your car over, you are going to get hurt. It is going to get worse for you. It will not get better. It will only get worse. The only ways to get out of unmanageable, unsecured debt like credit cards, medical bills, personal loans, and payday loans, the first way is to budget your way out. If you can do that in 3 years or less without paying any more money or without ever using a credit card again, if you can budget your way out of your unsecured debt, credit cards, medical bills, payday loans, in 3 years or less without borrowing any more money, you should absolutely do that every day of the week. No discussion. But if you put pen to paper and you cannot get out of your debt in 3 years or less without borrowing any more money and without going to a debt settlement company, then you should be talking to a bankruptcy lawyer. No discussion. Because every other option is more dangerous, less safe, and has less protections for you than bankruptcy. I really appreciate you guys stopping by today. I'm a bankruptcy lawyer in Northwest Ohio. I'm an actual practicing lawyer. I have a link in my profile and you can follow it through to be paired with a bankruptcy lawyer near you if that's what you're ready to do. All of the lawyers in my network offer free consultations, and it is the bane of my existence to get you to somebody who can give you some insight in your own situation. So thank you very much. Ask me questions. Thank you for subscribing, and welcome to my content.